We tank the rock side, look to snipe with Nidoking. This is where double kick is really nice. Down goes Galarian, Stunfisk, and it is Trevenant. In the back, we are going to fire off the Earth Power. Looking for the defense shot. We don't get it, but we are going to go straight for the Sludge Wave. We have loaded energy on Lapras. Are they going to respect it? No, they're not. And that's all she wrote. So let's get into today's video. We are back at it, showcasing yet more buffed Shadow Pokemon for Season 12. Uploads have been a bit slower than I would like, but that would be because I do work full time and I've done 9 consecutive 12-hour shifts. But don't worry, we're going to get back to the regular content, and today we have a treat for you all. We are going to be showcasing Shadow Nidoking. I'm aware other PvP content creators have showcased it, but all of them are running the nonsense move of Sandtomb. You already know we don't bait on this channel. We're rocking Earth Power and Sludge Wave, and if you like big booms, you're in for a treat. We've also got the newly buffed Fairy Wind Shadow Jumpluff. And in game 1, we pick up a lead against the Charmer. Poison types normally do fairly well here, but we're running double kick. So this Charmer can one-shield and farm us all the way down. We go for the Earth Power, fishing for the defense drop. We don't get it, but we can come in with Lapras. We are going to shield once, commit to the Ice Shard farm down, and we are going to leave absolutely loaded, full of energy. Let's see what the opponent comes in with. They come in with a Metachan. We're going straight for the big boy Skull Bash. The opponent commits the final shield, and let's see if Jumpluff up shields can clean up this game. I'm going to hang on to my shield. Ice Punch will not KO, and this absolute madman goes for a Dynamic Punch due to Jumpluff's flying typing. That definitely isn't the play. We're going to one-shot him with an acrobatics, and it is a flyer in the back. Jumpluff is weak to flying. However, this flyer is part dark, so our Fairy Winds are hitting for super effective, and luckily for us, they're on Snarl. The second acrobatics of the battle does huge neutral damage to Mandibuzz. We're going for one more. If this doesn't KO for no reason whatsoever, I'm going to look to catch the move on Lapras. Sorry, Lapras, this is a Jumpluff and Nidoking showcase. We come in, Fairy Wind down, and we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, once again we see a Fairy in the lead. Despite the favourable typing, this definitely is not a winning matchup for us. We go straight for the Earth Power. The opponent shields it up, as this Charmer isn't actually a Shadow. I am going to be able to shield this up, get the final shield off Sylveon or Flip Switch. I imagine, as always, Charmers love to shield, so I go for the Earth Power. It does draw a shield. We now switch out into Lapras. We are going to outpace to the Surf. Surf should be enough to knock out. Let's see what the opponent has. They are unshielded. They come in to Metachan. It looks like a pretty similar team to the last one we faced. This isn't going to be enough for anything other than an Ice Punch or Power Up Punch. Ice Punch doesn't KO. We make the Surf. Surf gets them down to around 50% HP. They manage to get a nice counter farm down, but once again, we are going to look to sweep with Jumpluff. We come in, stay in school, kids, learn to count back-to-back battles. If you're facing top meta using triple shadows, you already know that you're going to have to look to catch some charge moves, as we are pretty squishy. Well, this team isn't the squishiest I've ever run, but you get the point. Energy Ball takes care of Metachan. Azumeril in the back. Absolutely nothing to do, and quit the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we saw Metachan in the lead. A pretty unfavourable matchup for us. On double kick, the opponent switches out into Swampert. We come in to Lapras. They've already committed a shield. There's absolutely no chance I am shielding this up. The opponent actually baits me with a Hydro Cannon. Be my guest if you want to Earthquake us. We're absolutely going to take shield advantage. Then Nidoking is going to have a more favourable matchup with that Metachan in the back. We can now come in to Jumpluff. We've already seen they're on Earthquake and Hydro Cannon. The opponent is over farming. I'm just going to take him out as soon as possible. The opponent actually looks to shield and now switch out into Talonflame. But sorry, Mr. Talonflame, we're on Sludge Wave. Get fucking wrecked. The opponent might have thought we're on the standard moveset of Earth Power and Sandtomb, but surprise, we're on Sludge Wave. As we've got 2 shields, I am going to shield this up. We're going for the Earth Power. I could have took him out with a Sludge Wave. I don't want to really give Swampert any farm, but either way, this game is over. It'd probably take around 4 Hydro Cannons to take us out. I think the safer players to come in with Jumpluff. We're going to shield this up, leave with the Energy Ball, and that's going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. I must say, super impressed with Jumpluff as a closer. That Fairy Wind energy generation getting you to them nukes quick time. Moving on to the next one, we see the battle of the brother and sister. We outpace to the Earth Power, no baits. The opponent shields it up. I'm absolutely calling the bait. Nidoqueens love to Poison Fang, and this opponent is no different. They are going to outpace us to the second one. I am going to commit a shield here. They're probably going to bait me. And what a surprise. Nidoking throwing another Poison Fang. But either way, we're going to get both shields or switch advantage. The opponent shields it up. Now look to snipe with a Walrus. We bank the Earth Power for latest and switch out into Lapras. The opponent is going to fire with an Earthquake. I really want to save a shield for Jumpluff. We are going to get to this Skull Bash before the next Earthquake. I'm really hoping Skull Bash is enough to KO. They actually survive on 1 HP and a Dream. And they actually now are at a second Earthquake. I am going to shield this up as I'll leave with a Surf. So if Nidoking wants to return, they are going to have to dump the energy they exited with. Once again, they come in to Metachan. We are going to fire off the big boy Skull Bash. This is going to land for big damage. I now switch out into Jumpluff. Ice Punch will not one-shot, even though it is double super effective. The opponent looks to make a catch. This is not going to KO. Poison Fang is super effective, but Jumpluff is super thick. We are going to fire off the Energy Ball. Look to go for an undercharge, as I wanted to reveal the correct way to use these Pokemon and throw the Sludge Wave at Metachan, but unfortunately, they're not in one double kick range, so we take them out with an Ice Shard. One counter takes out our Lapras, and I'm just going to settle for the Earth Power. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see Milk Tank in the lead. They throw one rollout, a safe switch into Alolan Marowak. We answer them with Lapras. Pretty neutral matchup. Our Ice Shards are resisted, but Surf hits for decent, super effective damage. They fire off the Shadow Bone. We fire off the Surf. The opponent shields it up. They are going to need to Shadow Bone to take us out. This, my good friend, is just a Bone Club. We still don't need to shield. We survive the Bone Club. We get to one more Surf. Surf should do almost enough to knock out. The opponent actually double shields. They would have survived, but it would have gotten pretty low. We now come back in to Nidoking. Nidoking is absolutely made of paper. As we're up 2 shields, I do shield up the Bone Club. Over farm, just a touch, fire off the Earth Power. Earth Power absolutely going to one-shot Marowak. We've got residual energy, good to go. The opponent has Arachnid in the back. Really something my back 2 Pokemon don't want to see. Sludge Wave lands for huge damage. This is going to be a Bubble Beam. I'm really reluctant to shield, but in hindsight, I probably should have, as we're going to reach the Sludge Wave and go down. Now we're in a really tricky spot. I'm going to come in with Jumpluff. Bug Buzz does hit for neutral. Hopefully, no defense drop, and would you look at that? Our defense does fall, so I'm forced to throw this charge move a bit sooner than I would like. Energy Ball takes him out, but this is going to be an uphill battle. I need to make 2 charge moves, but Milk Tank is super spammy. We're going to shield up the Body Slam. I am going to go for the back-to-back Energy Balls, but we are probably going to get outpaced. Energy Ball lands for decent damage, and they're going to beat us by 1 turn, and that is going to be a good game. GG's to that opponent. Moving on to the next battle, we see Mandibuzz in the lead. Mandibuzz probably expects that nothing is going to hit for too much damage. They fire off the Dark Pulse. It does do huge damage to the squishy Nidoking. We fire off the Hail Mary. Sludge Wave once again lands for huge damage. You can see Nidoking has a fairly decent matchup here in the zeros. They take us out. We are going to come in with Lapras, commit to the Ice Shard farm down. They survive on 1 HP and a Dream. Lapras really doesn't care whatever the opponent throws. We've now got residual energy. Good to go. The opponent now comes in to the Bear Trap, Galarian Stunfisk. This isn't a great matchup for them, especially behind on energy, so they must be weak to Ice in the back. We shield up the Rock Slide. They shield up the Surf in return, but Lapras super loaded. Fires off Surf number 2, and the opponent has actually double shielded. Holy crap. They must be weak then. I am going to shield this up. The opponent attempts to make a great switch, catching the Surf on Azumeril. We are going to answer with Jumpluff. We do survive 1 Ice Beam, despite it being double super effective, but they're actually just on Play Rough. Jumpluff is super thick. As they went for a Play Rough, we should CMP tie to the next charge move. I am assuming Jumpluff wins CMP, and to my surprise, we actually lose. That shows you just how thick Jumpluff is, as Azu doesn't really win too many CMP ties. I am going to go for an undercharge, but the Azumeril is still taken out. Perhaps it is a non-XL Azu, but either way, the opponent is looking to get to back-to-back charge moves. Energy Ball gets them low, and we're going to snipe with Lapras and take that game. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see Lapras in the lead. They're actually on Water Gun, which is dreadful, as it does now beat our Ice Shard Lapras as well. We are going to come in to Jumpluff, as I do believe we should be able to get shield advantage from most things, but unfortunately for me, they come in to Altaria. This is going to be pretty dreadful. I'm going to shield this up. The second Acrobatics we'll definitely draw a shield or flip switch. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. We fire off acrobatics number 2. That does draw a shield from the opponent. We are going to get outpaced to the next charge move. I am going to shield once again. I'm going to look to Fairy Wind down. Can Jumpluff make it? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can, so I am going to fire off an Energy Ball. Energy Ball takes him out. We should be able to make one more Energy Ball if Lapras returns. They do return and fire off immediately. So we have got no shields remaining, but I can at least put my Lapras on this other Lapras. They've got Defense Deoxys in the back. Things are going from bad to worse. We fire off the Earth Power. Earth Power lands for huge neutral damage. The opponent is going to take us out now with a Psycho Boost as we are unshielded. They actually go for a Rock Slide, so that gives us somewhat of a win con. We fire off Earth Power number 2. The opponent finally gives up a shield. We come in with Lapras. We are going to have to tank a charge move. They're actually on Thunderbolt. Holy crap. So that's why I didn't get Psycho Boost. They're on Twin Nukes. Fair play to that opponent. We're going to fire off the Skull Bash, but Skull Bash isn't going to be enough to knock out. The Lapras does survive and make a Surf, and we lose that battle. Moving on to the next one. We see Altaria in the lead. Not fantastic for us, as Altaria has a good matchup against both Jumpluff and Nidoking. I safe switch into Jumpluff, and the opponent answers with Registeel. You would think this is a pretty bad matchup, but Jumpluff, you are going to see, does put in a load of work. They go for the Zap Cannon. We're just going to keep spamming out Acrobatics. It does get the Registeel into the yellow. They are going to have to fire off one more charge move. We make yet another Acrobatics. This could potentially put them into double kick farm down range. It's actually a CMP type best case scenario for us, as hopefully I'm going to be able to double kick farm this down before they make a charge move. We do get the double kick farm down, and in the back the opponent has a Water Gun Lantern. Not really what we're looking to see, but I am going to fire off the Earth Power. The opponent shields it up. I'm looking to catch on Lapras, and to my absolute disgust, we're stuck in the double kick animation. That's why I really hate free turn charge moves. We bank a boatload of energy on our Nidoking, and this Altaria is going to be pretty loaded. They fire off the first one. Can we Ice Shard down before they make the second? Absolutely not. I am going to have to shield this up. We'll Ice Shard farm them all the way down, and we're going to have the Skull Bash ready to go for the Lantern. Skull Bash will hit for big neutral damage. The opponent shields it up, and this game now should be over. They're looking to Water Gun us all the way down, but we are going to win CMP, and you already know Earth Power is going to be enough to one-shot. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we once again see the battle of the brother and sister. This opponent fires before I reach the Earth Power, so this is definitely a Poison Fang. Mr. Opponent, at least build up to the big boy charge move. They now look to catch a move onto their Umbreon. We answer with Jumpluff. Jumpluff has a pretty good matchup here, especially as we are now on Fairy Wind. We are hitting for super effective. We fire off the Energy Ball, fishing for the defense drop to help get rid of some of this Umbreon. 6 million HP. We don't get it, so I am going to have to fire off an Acrobatics. I'm really hoping Acrobatics KOs from this range, but Umbreon, with its 6 million HP, does survive on 1 HP and a Dream. We do Fairy Wind down, back out. Comes Nidoqueen. I am going to fire off the Energy Ball. The opponent shields. I am worried that I am going to get farmed down. So we safe switch into Lapras, and it is Sableye in the back. I am going to shield this up in case they go for the return. It's just a foul play. We're going to fire off one Ice Shard and the Surf. I highly doubt the opponent does shield. They do not. This can only be a foul play. Lapras will survive. We've got the Surf locked and loaded. Back out comes the Nidoqueen. I am going to shield this up, knowing the opponent is going to have to shield the Surf. Surf will draw the final shield, and the brother is going to beat the sister in CMP. So see you later, Nidoqueen. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see channel favourite Drapion in the lead. Nidoking actually has a better matchup than Nidoqueen because our double kicks are hitting for neutral and we are generating energy quicker. We do tank the first charge move. We fire off the Earth Power. Is the opponent going to call the bait? No, they are not. They do shield it up. You can see we've had our defense lowered. But in return, we actually lowered the Drapion's defense as well. We shield up the second crunch. We are going to outpace the Earth Power. Number 2, does the opponent want to go down 2 shields? They do not. Down goes Drapion. They come in to Machamp. I am going to allow myself to get farmed down as we really don't want to have Lapras onto that Machamp, and it is Granbull in the back. Holy crap. Shadow Charm absolutely ripping for us. We draw a shield with the Surf, and once again we are relying on Jumpluff to close strong we do have to be mindful of the rock slide that could come from Machamp. So we do allow the crunch to go through. We overfarm just a touch. Energy Ball will be enough to take care of the Grand Ball. The opponent fires off just a cross chop, but we have a shield. We are going to shield it up. We are going to outpace to the acrobatics, and you already know Machamp is about to get absolutely wrecked. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, GBL has a really fun way of showing you a Pokemon that can beat your entire team, and Victini is definitely that mon. Double Kick, Ice Shard, and Fairy Wind are all resisted, so this is going to be tricky. We've got a shield with the Earth Power. I now come in to Lapras with shield advantage. They have Venusaur. Once again, I am going to look to catch the Frenzy Plant on Jumpluff. This is why I hate free turn moves. We are stuck in the Ice Shard animation. We can't catch. We bank all of that energy and come into Jumpluff. Jumpluff does get hit for super effective with the Sludge Bomb, but we are super thick. I overfarm as much as I can. We fire off the Acrobatics. Acrobatics takes care of Venusaur. Back out comes the Victini. There's no real point shielding Jumpluff at this low HP. I come in, fire off the Surf immediately. Surf should be taking care of Victini. And in the back, they have Surf Etched. And I highly doubt we are going to survive the counters. You can see we get counted down and lose that game. Ouch. That was brutal. Moving on to the next one. We see the Bear Trap, Galarian Stunfisk in the lead. Nidoking has a pretty decent matchup. We attempt to catch an Earthquake on our Jumpluff. And as always, when you're running Shadow Pokemon, the opponent loves to be a master baiter. Well, Jumpluff still isn't getting mud shot down, Mr. Opponents. We are going to fire off an Energy Ball. Energy Ball does near one shot. They now look to snipe with Dragonite. And guess what, Dragonite? We have Lapras. Superpower, probably not going to go unshielded, as I showcased this Pokemon earlier. A couple of days ago, we are going to shield up, commit to the Ice Shard farm down. Let's see what the opponent comes back in with. They come back in to Stunfisk. We are going to tank a Rock Slide, look to snipe with our Nidoking. We managed to double kick all the way down, and in the back, it is Trevenant. We're going straight for an Earth Power, fishing for the defense drop. We don't get it, but we are going to now surprise them with the Hail Mary. The opponent knows we've got loads of energy on Lapras. They call no Sludge Wave, and they get absolutely nuked. Mr. Opponent, you deserve that for your shitty baiting. Moving on to the next one. We see Talonflame in the lead. Not fantastic. Lag, also not fantastic. The opponent allows me to get to the Sludge Wave, and to my absolute surprise, they actually shield it up. Most people either run Sandtomb Earth Power or Sandtomb Mega Horns. I've got no idea why they would shield, but we're going to take shield advantage. The opponent now has enough for a boosted Brave Bird, so I am going to shield this up. Can we Ice Shard down before they make the second Brave Bird? No, we cannot. I am going to be forced to double shield. I don't really want Lapras to go down with all this energy. They now come in to Sceptile. Really spicy pick from the opponent. Surf draws a shield. We now switch out and catch the Leaf Blade on Jumpluff, and that essentially does absolutely nothing. The opponent is staying in, looking to fire off an Aerial Ace, or as I like to say, Aerial Arse. And if you're wondering why I call it Aerial Arse, because that is super effective, and it did absolutely nothing. In the back is Swampert, Energy Ball, get wrecked Swampert. We're now going to outpace to the Acrobatics, and Jumpluff closes yet another game in style. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next one, another battle of the brother and sister. We're going straight for the Earth Power. Let's see if this opponent respects it. They do not. Holy crap, get fucking wrecked. They now come in to Superior or Seviper. I think it's called Superior. Whatever this little grass snake is called. I think Seviper is the actual snake. But either way, we can't switch out as Lapras really doesn't want to see it. The opponent is staying in. They are going to fire off an Aerial Ace at Jumpluff, and Jumpluff absolutely doesn't care. They now switch out into Talonflame. We've both still got two shields. I am going to call the Flame Charge, and Flame Charge is exactly what the opponent does choose to throw. We throw 3 Ice Shards and the Surf, which is the correct fast move time, and Surf draws the first shield from the opponent. We are now going to shield this second Flame Charge up. We're either going to take Talonflame out or get the final shield. Surf number 2 draws the shield from Talonflame. I don't want to take any boosted incinerated damage on my Jumpluff, so we fire off the Acrobatics. Down goes Talonflame. Superior is going to fire off one more charge move. I'm still even not going to bother shielding, as this isn't going to knock out. Aerial Ace, really garbage. We survive, we fire off the Acrobatics, and Jumpluff closes yet another game in style. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see Melmetal in the lead. Absolutely beautiful for us. We resist absolutely everything unless the opponent is on Flash Cannon. They switch out into Victory Bell, and we've got one of the hardest counters to Victory Bell. Jumpluff, triple resist Razor Leaf. They now bring back in the Melmetal. Rock Slide hits for super effective. We are pretty thick, and Acrobatics is going to hit the squishy Melmetal for some big damage. You can see we've got them down to around half HP. I'm not going to shield this move up either. They can have my Jumpluff. Nidoking is a real good wall for this. The opponent is staying in. I'm not going to shield this up, and you are going to notice this is a mistake. If you're running a really squishy team, you often do need to shield resisted charge moves, especially if the opponent is staying in. So they've got Gardevoir in the back. I fire off the Earth Power, looking for the defense drop. We don't get it, and you can see we're not going to make 2 surfs on Lapras. The opponent is going to shield this up. They are going to charm farm us all the way down, and we're not going to have to double kick down. And Gardevoir, with 2 shields, is going to wreck me. GG's to that opponent. Moving on to the final battle of the video, we pick up a pretty bad lead. The opponent actually switches out. We bring in Lapras, and the opponent says, no thank you, and concede the match. I just left that one in because I thought it was quite funny, as if they would have actually stayed in, they probably could have won that game, but it is what it is. So those were the battles with the new Nukes Double Kick Nidoking. Really fun pick. Is it meta? Not really, but I actually think the style of the show was Fairy Wind Jumpluff. Oh my gosh, that thing hits hard and generates energy fantastically. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're running some triple shadows or even 2 shadows and you want your battle shoutcast on the channel, link to my battle submission form is down below. I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.